Welcome back to part 2. The locomotive has come back from taking cars up the hill, and the next order of duty is to deliver cars to where the B&L hopper is at this point. Trying not to show the background too much, but there's stuff in the hall that I have to move yet. I haven't decided where I want to put it. Now, so much stuff to do, and stuff in the hall is not worrying me too much because I'm only up here when I'm working in the layout. Alright, now we have 3 cars to put at the temporary team track that will only be used for coal in a week or so. Well, probably a couple weeks. And we have 3 cars to go there. The 2 B&L coal hoppers and the Wisconsin and Southern boxcar. But what will get pulled next? That's the question. 132, 315, and 53200. Okay, so 532, 149 is not going to get pulled next. In fact, I don't see it getting pulled at all. So what do we do then? Well, we don't put it in the coal trestle. Now this shows 532, 149 and the switch list I wrote today being spotted. But when does it get pulled? I'll have to figure this out. Okay, a little bit of a problem here. 532, 149 is not on any of the switch lists I did. I wrote up. So it must have been put there for when I was bringing the computer up here. Before the screen went completely nuts. And it was neglected to be copied down. There it is. So we're going to end up pulling that today because it's not supposed to be here at all. There's nothing, no mention of it in any switch list until it's spotted with coal, loaded with coal at the elevator factory. You know what? Actually, no, I'm not going to pull it today. We're going to have it be not unloaded, and we're just going to leave it there, and it will get moved from where it is to the elevator factory when we get to that switch list. That fixes that problem. Always can come up with a solution at some point when something doesn't get right with the paperwork. Because it's never getting pulled from there, and eventually it's spotted over here. If both industries take coal, it's never been unloaded, so we'll just say the railroad mixed up the paperwork, because that's what happened, and it was put in the wrong place way too early, and they'll be putting it there later. So what do we need to do now? Well, we need to get the 3 cars at the end of the train to the front, because we don't have room to pull the whole train down and spot it and switch it that way. So what we can do is we can get that Canadian Pacific gondola off that track, which is rolled forward. We can put it on our train, and we can pull up those cars and put them in the elevator factory, and then we shove our train back down, and then we work them off the front end. Okay, now we've coupled those together. We're pulling everything down. We're going to pull it down so the Wisconsin and Southern is across Allen Street. Now with our cut made by the rear brakeman, we'll pull the Wisconsin Southern, clear the switch, and then we'll shove it back onto the elevator factory spur. Along with the one B&O hopper, because we need to have those ahead, because we need to be able to pull out the coal hopper that's on that track back over there. Now with the cars for the supposed team track out of the way, we can shove our train back together and clear Allen Street so we can get these cars out of the way. Now, while they do everything they have to do, we'll move our vantage point. Now we have to pull these all the way out to there. You can see the headlight reflecting on the. I will stop there, near our clearance point. Now with the head brakeman having made the cut, then pulling the clear of those cars. Now we can only fit 2 cars with the locomotive out there, so we're going to have to move one over at a time. Throw the switch, the locomotive backs in to the offending car that doesn't belong there. Couples onto it, and it doesn't couple. It'll help, and it couples. And we pull that car out, and we'll put the 132 315 in, and then the 530 200 in. Now with the Wisconsin and Southern boxcar, the only car left, over there, You then back in to put the coal cars on the coal trestle. And there we go. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that's spot that Wisconsin and Southern boxcar. On the team track. The temporarily team track. While there are many switch lists that utilize the team track, this is probably the last time. This might be the last time I operate this layout that it actually is used as one, because if I get the tracks put together in time, I will just put the cars where they're supposed to go, regardless of the team track. I have yet to measure out this track, how long it is now. It is actually long enough for, I believe, 5 40-foot cars. Of course, that Wisconsin and Southern boxcar is in fact a 50-foot car. It might not be 40-footers long. 5 40-footers long. Yeah, that doesn't like to uncouple. Now our work at this track is done. Now our only work left is at the freight depot. So, what are our work left to do? Well, we have these 2 cars that are off spot. It'll probably be left right where they are, only after I'm done switching. We have our 2 G&Ws. Those are going to the freight depot driveway. And then these 2 are going to the freight depot platform. Now, what are we pulling? We're actually pulling these 2 cars, which should have been moved back here. We are also pulling both those Buffalo Creek cars. They've been emptied of their flour. And we are pulling the Missouri Pacific and Chicago Northwestern, those 2 cars. These 2 cars are going to that track. And these 2 cars are going to the middle track, the driveway. And these, there's nothing replacing them. Our next switch list for the depot driveway will be pulling both the GNWR hoppers, for GNWR boxcars, and spotting a Great Northern full merchandise. And then those 2 also get pulled, and they'll be switched for a D&H and a B&O boxcar full merchandise. There's a lot of merchandise being spotted at the next time. In fact, the freight depot ramp is going to get filled with merchandise. It's going to have so much merchandise on it that it's not going to have room for anything else. So, that is it for part 2. Now, stay tuned for part 3, where we finish switching out the layout.